Hey, what's up everybody? Retro Gaming Guy here. So today in this video, we're going to jump back into Kris CoolMod's 2TB RetroBeast light gun setup today. And I'm going to first and foremost show you guys around a collection within there that I completely overlooked the first time around. That's within the light gun section, but there's so much more than light gun games on here. I want to show you guys what I've actually spent the majority of my time discovering and rediscovering on here, because up until this point, I've never had access to any of these racing games that I grew up playing in the arcade that now I have available thanks to Kris CoolMod's setup. So we're going to jump in. I'm going to show you guys around some of the arcade stuff as well as some of the TeknoParrot stuff that is not light gun specific. We're not just light gun specific. So let's dive into it. Take a closer look at what this has to offer beyond just what I've showed you in the past and what I think most people think of when they think of a light gun setup from Kris CoolMod. Let's dive into it. Let's jump into first the light gun section, and then we're going to go 2 sections down to arcade gunner. And I completely missed this my first time around combing through this setup. So we're going to jump in here. We've got Air Twister right off the bat. We've got Bang Bang Pew Pew. We've got Bonsai Escape 1 and 2. Big Buck Hunter Arcade. Love Big Buck Hunter. And we've got BlamCon's Shooting Gallery game. Now, I actually had Chris on from BlamCon about 2 weeks ago here on my live stream, and we talked quite a bit about BlamCon. These are these new light gun controllers that are being developed currently. They'll be out in the near future, and they're actually going to make their designs 100% available to everybody for free as well. So if you're into 3D printing, you can make your own BlamCon light gun controllers there. So we talked about this game in that live stream. I'll actually put a link up here at the top of your screen to that live stream if you're interested in learning a little bit more about BlamCon, because they're an amazing brand new light gun controller that I think is going to be absolutely insane for the retro gaming market, but also for those that really enjoy light gun games, even newer light gun games like this one right here. So this is a great game that they definitely put a lot into, and it's an old school sort of feel to it, but it's a way to actually kind of calibrate your guns, to get used to them. You'll be able to check accuracy and response time, all that stuff right from this, because this is how they actually test out their BlamCon light gun controllers. So we'll keep it moving though. A lot of great titles here. You can see Castlevania's got a title, Corpse Killer. This isn't the Corpse Killer from way back when. This is a more modernized version. We've got Dark Escape 4D. We've got DC League of Super Pets right here. Dead Containment. Lots of great stuff. This one right here, Elevator Action, I actually remember. This is like a vertical sort of game here, but really cool. Lots of stuff that I'm not familiar with. Fruit Ninja I certainly remember as well. Lots of good stuff though. Grand Shooter's pretty cool, but Haunted Museum 1 and 2 I'm really enjoying. And this one specifically has got like a Carnival sort of vibe to it, but it's much more modernized. Heavy Weapon Deluxe, we've got House of the Dead 2 in here. We've got the House of the Dead 3. We also have the House of the Dead remake, which you can actually get on Steam or on Nintendo Switch. So this is the most recent version of the House of the Dead franchise. And it's exactly as it says right there, a remake. So really cool stuff in here. Mad Bullets is cool. Major Mayhem. Lots of really exciting games. So if you're kind of getting bored with the old school games, and like this one, Operation Wolf Returns, this is a much more modernized version of an old school game. So you can see completely different, but it's still got that same sort of vibe to it. We've got some more stuff though. We've got Pip Pip. We've got Pixel Crisis, which is like a pixelated version of Time Crisis. Very interesting. We've got Point Rescue Arcade. Prohibition 1930. Just take a look at this right here. I haven't actually tested this one out, but it looks very interesting. I love the Prohibition era. I love that like 1920s, 1930s gangster mafia style games. So this looks very interesting to me. It also sort of has like that Die Hard sort of vibe to it. Remember Die Hard for GameCube? This definitely has that sort of feel to it. That's what it reminds me of anyways. Project Corpse, Pew Pew. We've got Rabbids Hollywood right here, which I also haven't tested out, but looks very cool. Rail Break. Tons and tons of amazing games in here. Like take a look at this one right here. This one right here looks really cool. This is the Typing of the Dead Overkill. So this is something that would use a keyboard, and you actually type along. It's hard to explain. Instead of shooting, you type on your keyboard words that pop up on screen, and that's how you shoot everybody. So I've actually tested this out for the House of the Dead 2 had a version of this. That was the original. So this is pretty cool. Haven't jumped into this specific one yet, but I really enjoy those. If you're one of those people that can't type quickly though, it's not going to be your game. Next one down is Time Crisis 5. I mean, who doesn't love Time Crisis? It's probably one of my favorite, no, it probably is my favorite light gun franchise game. We also have Time Crisis VR here. Tomb Raider, this is a cool game. Gotta check this out when you get in here. Trigger Happy's in here. Wild West Shootout, which actually reminds me of the Wild West light gun game that you can find in the Wii collection as well. So this one right here is Zombie Panic in Wonderland. Haven't tested this out either, but it also has that sort of old school feel to it, but modernized. So lots of really great things in here to explore and to rediscover, or completely discover for the first time. So we're going to back out of this. Now I want to show you guys some stuff that I've really been enjoying in here. So MAME is a collection that I've talked about in the past here. This is all classic arcade games. These aren't necessarily related to light gun games or light gun controllers even, but lots of amazing stuff in here. Some of my favorite titles that I grew up on can be found in here. So massive collection, 3,637 games. There's racing games, there's beat 'em up style games, all types of classic arcade stuff in here, and even really hard to find ROMs can be located in here. So really exciting collection. But TeknoParrot is where it's at for me. I love TeknoParrot. But right here, and I think a lot of people get confused by this, you'll notice that we have a controller icon on here, not a light gun. So this is your broader TeknoParrot collection. Whereas if you go in here, you can go into light guns, and you can actually go up here. You go into light guns. You can go up right here, and you'll notice that we have TeknoParrot with the light gun icons. And inside here, you're going to find 42 TeknoParrot games that are all light gun based. You can find your favorite Terminator Salvation, your Transformers, your Target Terror Gold, Star Trek Voyager, Rambo, Police Trainer 2, just tons of absolutely amazing TeknoParrot games that are all light gun specific. But if we back out to that other collection there, and we go down here to where we have TeknoParrot with the gamepad controller, we could jump in here and we have 157 games. And you're going to find that yes, there are some light gun games in here like Aliens Armageddon and Aliens Extermination, but you're also going to find a lot of racing games and other arcade style games in here. So like this one's a beat 'em up style game. Right here, Batman. This is the Batman racing game. This is incredible. So we'll jump into actually a couple of these. We also have Big Buck Hunter Pro in here as well. This is the Raw Thrills one, so that would be the one that you jump into on like an arcade one-up cabinet. But you can see a lot of fighting games. Blazing Angels is a flying game. What else do we have in here? We've got racing games like Disney Pixar's Cars. We've got this one right here, Chase HQ2. But there's even better ones. Like this one's a really cool racing game. Daytona Championship USA New Season Edition. We've got Dead Heat Riders, which is the motorcycle version. Deal or No Deal. Dead or Alive 6 right here. Love the Dead or Alive franchise as well. Here's some of the light gun games that we saw in the other collection, because this includes those, but it also has way more. So we also have more racing games. I think just so many arcade style racing games can be found in here. Even Guitar Hero Arcade, which I recently played at an actual arcade. Absolute blast to dive into that. Race Driver Grid, I've never tried that out, but look at the graphics. It looks really incredible. H2 Overdrive, that's got that Hydro Thunder sort of vibe to it. Great game though. Keep it moving. We've got a lot of our House of the Dead, obviously light gun games included in here. Hot Wheels racing game. Hummer Extreme Edition. And this is still, I think out of all of the games here, Jurassic Park Arcade is my favorite by far in TeknoParrot. We've got some DC Justice League games in here. Lethal Enforcers 3 is in here. Super Mario Brothers World Wii Coin World. Haven't checked that out. Maximum Heat. This one, Mario Kart Arcade GPDX. If you haven't tried this, try it. It's very different than the Mario Karts that you've played for like Wii U, Nintendo Switch, N64, GameCube, etc. This is a very different sort of feel. The graphics look a little bit different. Absolute blast to play. This Outrun game, phenomenal. I remember playing this at the arcade as well from Sega. Just tons of really exciting things to find in here. And there's even more like this one, Radical Bikers. Love this game. It's like basically like a Crazy Taxi style game. Just tons and tons of amazing things. Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. So tons of things that you can explore in here. And this is what I've actually been spending the majority of my time playing lately, is just a lot of this stuff here. Like this is one of my favorite games for PS3, but to enjoy it over here is very similar to that of the Mario Kart Racing. It's very different than what we've seen in the past on the home console versions. And you can see just looking at it right here, the graphics look a little bit different. There's different things to explore on here, so it's not exactly the same as what you may be used to on the home consoles. And then of course we got Star Wars Battle Pod, which is, again, it's like Star Wars Trilogy Arcade kicked up to 10. It's really incredible too. So again, yeah, this is what I've been enjoying the most. Definitely check this out if you haven't already. And you can find cool things like this. The Act is a pretty cool one. I haven't played that on here, but I have played that outside of this particular setup. And then of course, anybody that watches my stuff knows I'm a huge fan of Virtua Tennis. So I'm going to jump into some of this stuff, but definitely check this out if you do get the Kris CoolMod 2TB RetroBeast light gun setup, because it's not just light gun games on there. There's some really exciting stuff beyond that. So I'm going to jump into some of these games that I've just showed you, but definitely check this out. I'll put a link at the top of your screen as well as in the description of this video.
Left 30.